Okay, everybody, we are back-ish. Hurricanes are kind of disrupting anything that's going on. Anything that we do, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it be with this or the house or the dogs or anything. Hurricanes and the safety of our family come first before anything. Last week we had Milton go through. Milton was a hurricane that was built a little different than most. Now, with hurricanes, I've lived in Florida most of my life. And with hurricanes, it brings a lot of rain, a lot of wind and stuff like that, all at the same time. Milton was a little bit different because all the rain was on the north side of Milton, and all the wind was both on the north and south, which means we got a lot of rain at the very beginning, but once it hit land,
there was nothing but wind.
We didn't get any rain whatsoever. In fact, it was nice, other than 70-mile-per-hour winds. Go figure. It was bad. The rain, we got enough rain that actually flooded our street again, and I'll put a video at the end. Worse than the last one, yeah, worse than the last one.
So we have determined every single time it floods, it's just going to be worse than the last one, because it always seems like it's just progressively worse.
Yeah, the Milton, like I said, was built a little different than most of them. Now, with hurricanes, there do come tornadoes, but they're usually small. Small in relevance. In reference to where we were in Wichita, Kansas, and I lived in Oklahoma City. Same with her, different times. But that's Tornado Alley. You have a lot of big, EF5s and stuff like that. Huge tornadoes.
It is rare to see an EF3 in Florida, I would think.
Now, they had one that went through a certain area. It seems like a lot of them were on the East Coast. A lot of the tornadoes were on the East Coast, and it devastated a lot of areas. We know some people who their houses were leveled completely. They suspect or think it was an EF4 at the time, which is really unheard of for Florida because we don't deal with tornadoes. We deal with hurricanes. Hurricanes you can see a mile away, literally. Hurricanes, they come and go quick. It's gone. Sorry, tornadoes. I've lived in both places, so I keep kind of screwing that up, but you get what I'm saying. Tornadoes come and go quick. They do a lot of devastation really quick and then disappear.
Yeah, they happened all over around us. I've asked a few people, how they're doing. They're like, oh yeah, we had to take cover because we had a tornado near us. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Now with that, our sheriff's department got completely, their building that
their garage got leveled.
Their vehicle storage facility got completely leveled. It was a big steel building, just got folded up and basically just,
So thoughts and prayers out to you guys.
Yeah, there is some loss of life in it, with obviously the tornadoes and stuff, hurricanes, floodwaters, and stuff like that. There was some loss of life. I believe the last time I heard it was like 16 people. Thoughts and prayers go out to everybody who's lost not only someone, but their home or devastation. After the hurricane went through, I drove around, and again, I'll put the video down below. I drove around to kind of see what was going on, see if anybody needed help or anything like that. Now, we would do the same thing in Wichita. We've actually walked around or drove around Wichita when, like our neighborhood and stuff like that, whenever a tornado hit.
Yeah, the EF5 that went through at night.
We would drive through and see if anybody needed assistance, chainsaw, cut off a tree or cut up a tree, get it out of the way and stuff like that.
Oh, we did the same thing with the house fire too that happened.
Yeah, so we do a lot. We kind of help out the neighborhood, help out the neighbors and stuff like that. Be a good neighbor, just don't drive by and laugh because that could be you. We had a little bit of damage to the house. It was fixable within probably about an hour. We do have some fence repair we have to do.
Yeah.
It's not because it broke. It's because
the ground is just so wet, nothing is standing up. I mean, even the bushes that are along the fence in front of our truck that you sometimes see in our videos, they used to stand like this, or now like this.
Yeah,
just because the ground
over.
is so wet,
It's saturated.
it's not supporting the weight of anything. So our fence is like this, and our bushes are like this. So we got to get everything cinched up to where when the ground dries, it will harden up and support the weight again.
Yeah, and it was mainly because of the wind, because it was so much rain 3 days before the tornado hit.
And then not to mention
Hurricane,
the flooding in the backyard, the flooding in the front, and standing water. The water didn't have any place to go. The ground's completely saturated like a sponge.
Yeah, but
things happen.
Luckily nothing happened to us. Nothing happened around here. Again, there's a lot of friends that we know that had their house, either their loved ones, family members, friends, stuff like that, where their house were totaled. Hutchinson Island is one of the islands out on it's like a breaker island. It got leveled. So thoughts and prayers go out to everybody who lost something or someone. It really sucks. Florida is built a little different. We deal with a lot of stuff. Tornadoes are not normally things we have to deal with, and this one is an eye-opener for what we could deal with in the future. So, okay.
There was a lot to learn with this hurricane. We didn't see it pop up. Even some of the weather people were saying that it wasn't going to amount to anything, and it turned into a Cat 5.
Fairly quick.
Fairly quick, not once, but twice, and then it died down to a Cat 3 when it hit.
Thank
God, because it would have been really, really bad if it was a 4 or 5.
The west coast of Florida got beat up a lot.
Not once, but twice.
So, anyways, we'll let you go. We will have more videos. We do have a video coming out about SEMA and what to expect and what we plan on doing for SEMA.
And that trip is coming up.
Can't come soon enough. Anyways, we'll put a video down below. I'll just put raw footage from the very beginning to the very end, the whole thing, if you guys want to see some of the water and kind of show you just how deep it was.
Yeah.
Do note the front bumper was pushing water out of the way in her vehicle. We took her vehicle out, or I took her vehicle out just to drive around and see while she stayed home and made sure the dogs were good. So, anyways.
Yeah. What do you think? We ought to do a video one day about driving through flood water?
Later on, maybe. But anyways, we'll do a video a little bit later on about that if we see it. You'd be surprised at how many people drive through flood waters that really shouldn't be doing it in the vehicles they go.
Yeah, we had to stop a few.
Yeah, we had to wait for a tow truck to pull one of them out.
That was the last one.
Hope to see you next video. Watch the video after. That's what we have to deal with in Florida, at least in our neighborhood, for the next.
And this time of year, in October especially, is peak hurricane season. This is where we get most of our storms, and by the storms that we usually get are the worst ones.
And we do have a couple that we're watching right now. So hopefully.
We're not done yet.
No. Okay.
Adios.
See you next video. Say see you next video.
He's too busy laying down being a good boy.
Finally.